Hello, hello. I'm Deb. I like to talk about the human experience, help others with their human experience. Sometimes I have specific subjects. Sometimes I tap into the collective energy and choose from there. Sometimes I choose from what's going on with my own life. Sometimes I choose off of the season or celestial events. Today, the choice was going, it has changed over and over from the time to where I was going to do my video earlier than usual, just from inspiration. Something came and I was like, I'm going to do my video now. So I started getting ready. And then another idea came to me. I'm like, yes, okay, almost ready. Videos are coming. And then I got all ready and going. And then there's just so much coming through. And I want to be able to pinpoint what it is to be able to help the most people as possible. And that's really noble and heartfelt to want to help everyone. But also, if we're aiming to help everyone, then we're kind of helping no one because no one has everyone's problems. So when I make these videos, if they call to you and resonate with you, that's wonderful. Keep on listening. It's usually resonating for a reason. But if you're trying to make the story fit and if you're putting it into a box to try to be like, yeah, I think this can apply to me, then it simply doesn't apply to you. It's not for your moment. It's not for your story. And it's not for your growth. And so, yeah, leave it. Maybe one day it will be for you. But if you're forcing the resonation, that's okay. Well, I mean, it's okay for it to not be for you. So it's okay to pass. For those that it resonates with, and maybe not this video, but like other videos in general, when you come across things that resonate with you, it's resonating for a reason. Think of us as if we were colors and, just colors like crayons, coloring things. I think of my clothing closet. And sometimes the universe likes to coordinate colors. And so if you're kind of the same shade as another person, then you're going to get grouped into that same shade. And that's what resonating means. It means you're being grouped into the same energy, the same thought pendulums. Thought pendulums. If you've never heard that word, you definitely want to stick around on my channel. The same thought pendulums. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And that's what we mean by that. When we say your vibe attracts your tribe, we all have a certain vibration. Our heart is emitting electrical signals that are like 5,000 times that of the brain. The brain is more of a receiver, the brain is more of a processor. The brain is not the control system. And even as a receiver, I will say our whole body is a receiver. I'm making a list. Sorry, I glanced over because I was making a list before this video early in this morning during my meditation. And I want to reach out and add something to the list as I'm saying this. So I'm making a list of things that I feel have contributed to every time I have leveled up, every time I have quantum leaped, every time I have changed my life. And when I say quantum leap, it's really no different than I'm changing my life path, right? Like at one point, I was set to go here if I were to continue on that path. But somewhere along that way, I decide, this isn't working out for me. And so my energy shifts direction. Think of it like a clock, right? Like if you're this way and then you want to shift direction. So you got to go through these things. And so if you're thinking of a clock and you're at one, again, this mirror, I don't know if these videos mirror. So right and left clock isn't a great example. But if you're at one number and on a clock, the hour hand, minute hand has to go around to get to another. That can feel slow going, right? And maybe you don't need to go through all those numbers to get to where you want to go. And that's where quantum leaping comes into effect. Right? If you're at a 3 and you want to go to a 9, you don't have to go through 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the old way. That's the linear way. That's the way that they told us it has to be done. And they told us that so that we can waste decades believing it. Can you imagine how small of a life you would have if it took you 4, 8, 10 years of school every time you wanted to change your life path, every time you wanted to change direction, every time you wanted to go to a different vibe? You'd waste your whole life. And that's why they tell us to pick one thing and stick with it. They don't tell us that for the benefit of us becoming experts in something that we enjoy and love. Because becoming experts in something that brings you joy, that you're really going to bring benefit to through your energy through it, is not through picking something that someone tells you is good for you before you're 18 years old. It comes from learning how to listen to your soul. And through quantum jumping, we're taking our level at being at a 3 and we are jumping over those bottom numbers to 9, right? Like instead of following a clock, we're taking from where we're at here and where we want to be, and we're just folding that piece of paper in half to make those two match right then, right now. We're jumping timelines. We're changing our vibration. And that's okay. We're all different colors, and we all are going to be different colors at different times, and we're going to mix with other people and their different colors at different times. And depending on what color they are at the time that you meet them, your interactions together are going to be different. Have you ever had someone cross your life where they just always kept crossing your life, or you just always had this knowing of each other, or like, hey, it's you. And then, but you never really talk to the person. It never really goes beyond saying hello and acknowledging that, yeah, we're in the same circle and I happen to see you everywhere. And then one day something changes. It's because the vibrations have finally matched up to allow you to actually be around each other. And then if you grow apart, then that's your vibrations shifting again. And that's going to happen over and over in our lifetimes, if you want it to. It's kind of fun. It can be exhausting. And I want to kind of preface this. There's something that I learned recently called human design. And it's, if you're unfamiliar with what human design is, I'm going to do the way I have been explaining it to people is if you know your zodiac sign and you kind of vibe with that, right? You kind of get, yes, the stars have an effect on us. Yes, you can see that every zodiac has very distinctual characteristics and qualities, and it does line up with the people and the personalities if you've paid attention. And so if you feel called to that, if that is something that interests you, that resonates with you, that you're like, yes, I believe in this, then human design is something you would want to look into. Human design is like astrology, but on steroids. It goes deep. It really gives us the blueprint for our souls, for our energy, for the light codes that are anchored within us. And having that blueprint allows us to learn a lot about ourselves so that we can help focus on our strengths, but also we can have compassion for our weaknesses. And through the human design, I have learned that myself, I am only one of about 20% of a certain type, or there's like 4 to 5 different human design major types, and about 80% of the population is one. The next is like a 31%, 20%, and then like a 9%, right? So I'm in the 20% group. And when I do these videos, I have to remember I don't really know which of those percentages I'm talking to. I don't know if I can resonate with the people that are at the 9%. I don't know if I can resonate with the people that are at the 31%. I don't know if I can talk to the group that's at the 80%. But I'm part of the 20%. So I know that I can talk to the 20% because our our existence operates differently than everyone else. Our energy is different. Our insight is different. Our intuition is different. The way that we can see and prepare. And have you ever been on a project and people are just trying to problem solve, and you can, like, you see it, but no one's really asking you. So I've like, and when you speak up, do they listen? Do they not listen? But what am I saying? I guess I was going with that because human design, I can only talk to others about things that I know from experience for myself. So if you're not part of the 20% of the human design that I am, that is what's called the projector, a lot of my content may not make sense to you. And that would be the reason why, is because you're not part of that 20%. So your energies are going to be different. But if you are part of that 20%, and if you are a projector, let me know. Really, I would be really curious. And if you're not a projector, I would be curious how this resonates with you. Actually, everyone, right? Pause the video, go Google human design like just human design. There's going to be a free calculator somewhere. You put in your birth information. Don't worry about Meta taking your identity. They already have it. Put in your information. It's going to ask for the hour of birth and location of birth. And those are extremely important. Have you ever watched the celestial items move across the mirror in the sky? They change. Every second they are changing. And so when you're figuring out your human design, that information is important. So go do that. Find out what you are. It's, again, it can go in depth, and a lot of it's going to be really overwhelming with information. So just start with the basic categories. Which of the categories are you? Are you a generator? Are you a projector? Are you a manifester? Or it's a generating manifester? And then the other one's reflector. And actually, so it's like the majority of the population is a generator. Then we have reflectors. Then we have projectors. And then we have manifesting generators, I think. Something to that effect. So go look it up. It's going to make a world of difference in your life. And if it doesn't, you can come back and let me know. Let me know that was an awful suggestion. Waste of your time. So I don't even know how to label this video. I kind of just lost my train of thought. I mean, I guess your vibe attracts your tribe, right? I gotta sneeze. All right, so I guess let's recap, because this video kind of started as, I had no idea what I was starting this video as, but it needed to be started, and I was just going to allow things to come up and flow. My face is all red from sneezing still. It really like these fuzzies on this thing. More sneezes are trying to come. Recap of the video. Your vibe attracts your tribe. The energies around you matter. Your body is constantly listening to it, and it is also constantly emitting information. Now, I have learned over the decades, some decades ago, through some ancient Asian martial arts, that the body has a bioelectricity field. And when I learned that, a lot of things started to make sense. And in this martial arts, they have learned to be able to harness that energy so that and in order to demonstrate their harnessing of this energy, they break things, but they do so without touching it. They will have cinder blocks or water pump handles, solid metal, and they'll hit it. You can see in slow motion with cameras, slow motion. The items break before they touch it. That's the energy that humans hold. It's the energy that we hold. It's the energy that's being sucked out of us and harvested. It's the energy that's being exchanged between us. It's an invisible energy that can go through electronics. If you're watching this video, it's being transmuted right now. I'm sending you so much love, so much good luck, so many blessings, so much love, so much hope, and a nice big warm hug. Breathe that in. And release. Could you feel that? There are unseen energies among us and controlling our world. And it's not linear, it's quantum, and it's available to us. I have no idea what to label this video. I feel like the topics were all over, but it's good information. We are energy. Our vibe attracts our tribe. There is information out there that has given us a blueprint on how to read and understand and how to coordinate with energy so that we can better function and create the world that we want. Because the world that we are living in now is a world that someone else chose to create, and the rest of us have just been playing along. It's time for us to realize that we can create our own world too. This matrix that people keep talking about, that was just a group of friends that got together and created what they wanted. They just had a really big project in their mind, and they were really good at it, and they kept going, and it got really big. Just think of you if you started a business in your garage and then it took off and became worldwide. That's all the matrix is. That's all this 9 to 5 is. That's all the healthcare system is. That's all the money that is unfathomable debt that these countries have, and yet that they're spending to go to space, which doesn't exist, or whatever. Like, that's just the reality that somebody chose to create, and you got sucked in. The moment we choose to jump out of it, we can start jumping out of it. Let's create our own world. I'm trying to start a gathering of new friends, new minds to create a new earth. We don't need to be part of their game. We can create our own. We can have our own structures. We can have our own systems. We can have our own communities. And we can do it well because we are doing it with focus and intention, coming from heart and collaboration, not from greed, not from control, not from fear. And I don't mean us being afraid of survival. I mean the people at the top, they are afraid. Can you imagine how bad their souls hurt to be able to do the things that they are doing? They're afraid. A spiritual war is upon us. And the demons that are around, I can tell you, the demons have been coming at me full force. And it has taken all my energy to keep them at bay. So much focus to try to refocus. So I'm going to wrap this up here. Just a reminder, focus on your intention. Focus on building your new world. Focus on your vibration. My name's Deb. I show up to be authentic, share my human experience. Hopefully you gain some insight to help with your human experience. Let me know how this journey's riding out for you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Much love, everyone. Have a blessed day.